Hey there everyone, welcome back to another video. So today, oh my days, just a second, yeah. So today we are going to be looking at IGCSE ICT, ICT 0417, and today we are looking at very specifically 6.11 satellite systems. Now, under satellite systems, we have three things: GPS, GIS, which stands for Geographic Information Systems, we'll get to that, and then Media Communication Systems. So let's start with GPS. So GPS basically stands for Global Positioning System. It's used to determine the exact location of a car, ship, or aeroplane, or in fact even you. You know, when you use Google Maps, right? What are you using? You're using GPS to find the exact location of maybe where you want to go or maybe where you are. It's also referred to as satellite navigation or sat nav when used in vehicles such as cars and lorries. Why? Because these are moving. So you need to navigate where you're going using the satellite. That's why it's called satellite navigation or sat nav. Now, satellites orbit the Earth, okay, and constantly transmit data. So let's assume this was my Earth, okay. In fact, wait, let us get a good shape. Okay, yeah. So this is our Earth, okay. We constantly have satellites orbiting the Earth, okay? So now, as these satellites orbit the Earth, they are constantly sending data, which includes their position and exact time, using atomic clocks, not normal clocks. So a car's GPS or sat nav reads the signal from at least three satellites. Now this is really careful, okay? You have to mention that at least three satellites are used to determine the position of the car on Earth. Now this is because we use a process called triangulation. So triangulation. So now what triangulation does is that so one satellite will have its orbit, or have its okay, let me use an actual, will have its the area that it can cover like this. Another one will have it like this, and let's say another one will have it like this. Okay, so this is so. Oops, where did it go? Just a second. Okay, no, never mind. I'll put it again. So this is satellite A, satellite B, and satellite C. Okay. So S1, S2, and S3. Now, the position of the car or the person is going to be here because this is the place where they meet. So that's why you need to use at least three satellites to find out where the point where they meet so that that will be the exact location of the device that the position has been calculated for. Now, this is using three. We can also have four satellites doing it similarly. So like this, so maybe like this, and then like this. So now you know that this is the point where the device is sending signals to the satellite from, and this is the exact location. So to determine the position of the car on Earth, yeah. So inbuilt maps allow the position of the car in relation to the map to be shown on a screen. The car can be seen to be moving on the map so that the driver can work out which route to use, or verbal instructions can be given to the driver. So basically, just remember, you know how GPS works, right? You hear that women telling us 10 right in 500 meters. So these are the verbal instructions that we get. Okay, advantages and disadvantages. The driver does not need to consult paper, so it's safer because because GPS, the maps are regularly updated and all, you know the actual positions of maybe shops, roads, and everything. So it's more safer than outdated paper maps that we used to use before. It removes errors because it can warn drivers about one-way streets or street closures. Maybe there's a protest going on, so that road has been closed. So that GPS can warn us that we shouldn't pass there. Then the system can warn the driver about the location of speed cameras. For example, if because you know that GPS, you see when you have your screen like this and everything is there, you see you have your speed over here, right? So the GPS or your device knows the speed at which you're going. So then if it locates this thing, speed cameras, then it can quickly give verbal instructions to slow down so that you don't have to pay a fine. Then the system can estimate the time of arrival. Yes, it's also possible to program it in the fastest routes to avoid towns, etc. It can give useful information such as the location of petrol stations. This not only petrol stations but also electrical charging stations nowadays with electric cars coming up. Then disadvantages of GPS: if the maps are not kept up to date, they can give incorrect instructions. Unless the system is sophisticated, road closures due to accidents or roadworks can cause problems. Loss of satellite signals can cause problems. Now, this can be caused due to maybe weather changes or any other reasons. I'll just write delta for changes. If an incorrect start point or end point is given in, the system will give incorrect information. Right? So that was about GPS. Let me quickly clear this so that I get space for the new thing that we are doing. Give me a second. Nope, nope, nope. Cancel, delete. Yeah, okay. So GIS, or Geographic Information System, is a system that allows the user to map, um, yes, to map, model, query, and analyze large amount of data according to the location. Now, GIS allows the following: combining information into easily understood maps, performing complex analytical calculations, and then presenting the results as a map, table, or graphics. Can be used by many groups such as geographers, scientists, and engineers to see data in different ways. Now, let me give you an example. Forget all this; you'll get confused. So you see, during COVID, right? You see, we were getting maps to show which cities have the most cases, right? So when you zoom into the map, you see dots over there showing that this place have a lot of a lot of patients, so be careful here. Now that was formed by GIS. Now, not only so, that's what they're saying. It can be used by scientists, engineers, in the healthcare system, healthcare, and education and other places as well. So let's say for scientists, now, scientists can use GIS to see which area in a city, for example, has the highest radiation presence. Okay, so something like that. So it just puts the data on a map. So you have, let's say, your map like this. So I'm going to make this random countries. Okay, this is not a real map. So then it will show you. So, for example, this black dot shows the presence of wildfire in the country. Now you have put data on the map. So that is what GIS is doing, which helps us easily so do what? To model, query, and analyze large amount of data. So yeah, that's that. So you can use it in emergency services. Biologists can use it to protect animal life, to see where the animals are located. For example, zebras could be located here, but you can see that their number are decreasing using GIS. So you can help them that with this and this. Crime mappings in regions, so this can help the police. Then management of agriculture crop, this can help the farmers and others as well. So you can use it for many things. Then okay, so you can use it for this. The COVID-19 is even mentioned. Great. So advantages of GIS: it allows the exploring of both geographic and thematic data in a way which shows how interconnected they are. It allows the handling and exploration of huge amounts of data. So now you have a lot of data, and once you use GIS to present it, you can see it in a very easy form, easy to understand form. Okay. It allows data to be integrated from a wide range of very different sources, which appear at first to be totally unconnected. Disadvantages: the learning curve on GIS software can be very long, it's very expensive, sometimes enormous amount of data has to be inputted, so there's increased chance of errors. Maybe if the device that's inputting that data cannot even hold that much data, and possible crash, or maybe in the data cannot be entered properly. It's difficult to make GIS programs because which are fast and user friendly. Because of how much data is given to it, it's very difficult to make it fast. It requires very complex command language interface to work properly. That's that. And now the last part of what we are coming to do today: media communication satellites. So satellites allow communication around the globe. Signals converted to analog if necessary are beamed from a satellite dish on the ground to a satellite orbiting the Earth. Once data reaches the satellite, it is boosted and usually the frequency is also changed and then sent back to the earth and is picked by satellite dishes. This allows signals to be sent around the whole globe using a network of satellites as seen. So you see how maybe you're having a match in Puerto Rico, okay, and you are living somewhere here. How can you see the thing in live? Like what is happening there is happening now. So this happens using media communication system through satellites. So they send the data to a satellite. As the satellite is moving, then the satellite would also send it to this one. It will amplify its frequency and all that, and then come here. Now this happens very fast. So that's why it allows us to see the thing in live, even though it's not at the exact moment, like what is happening right now is happening here. There's a little lag in the middle because of this process, which takes some small time. So advantages, good global coverage, covers majority of the Earth's surface. It's cheaper than laying cables around the world. Now, another way, instead of doing this, another way is to put labels under the ocean. We have that, okay? So instead of doing that, which is a very expensive method, satellites play a better role. It has very high bandwidth, relatively easy to expand the networks. You can just send in more satellites or set up more of these, which will expand the network. Security in satellite transmission is very good because the data is coded and the receiver requires decoding equipment to read the data. During emergency situations, it's relatively easy to move stations on the ground from one place to another. Satellites can also change their orbits if necessary using the built-in boosters. Now, you'll notice that these are not only located in one places, okay? There are some cars, I don't know if I can draw a car. So, okay, no, I can't. Trust me, I can't. So they have these located on top of it to catch the signal on the move. So in case of emergency, this can be changed. Disadvantages, there's a time lag, time delay, usually 0.5 seconds, but it's barely noticeable, so it doesn't matter. There might be an echo of the sound. The signal received can be affected by bad weather, obstructions, and whether the satellite dish has been correctly oriented. Now, sunspot activity can affect the performance of a satellite, and satellites need to be monitored and controlled on a regular basis to ensure that they remain in the correct orbit. So this was it for this particular section of the chapter. I hope you liked it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll be posting more videos today itself because I have an exam tomorrow, and this is a good way for me to revise. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Till then, ta-da, bye.